Hi, my name's John. Welcome back to my video series exploring the VEX Tournament Manager software for use in VEX Robotics Competition. And in this video we're going to be looking at running qualifying matches. So in order to show you what things might look like, I've brought up the audience display for our main field set, as well as field queue displays for each of our fields. So, in order to run a qualifying match, we need to bring up the field set control window, and we're going to do that by clicking on field sets and then the name of our field set, and that'll bring up this window. So, in order to run a match, we need to queue it up on that field set. So to do that, we'll right-click the match we want to run in our match list and select Queue Match on the name of our field set. And you'll notice a couple of things happened when we did that. First of all, that match became the match on field in this window. And secondly, both our field queue displays started displaying information about the next scheduled match on that field. So for field 1, that's match 1. For field 2, though, it's match 2 because that's the next scheduled match on field 2. One thing I like to do before a match is show the intro screen for that match on the audience display. So that just shows information about which teams are in that match. So if your event has like an MC who's introducing the teams, this is a good thing to show while they do that. And then to start the match, we're just going to click Start Match. And you can see that both the audience display for the field set and the field queue display for the field the match is on are now showing the timer. And we'll just wait for autonomous to end here. Okay, so now that autonomous is over, the refs will in some way signal which alliance has won autonomous. Let's say it's blue in this case. And we can indicate that by clicking the corresponding button here, which will just put a little flag next to the corresponding alliance on the timer display. And whenever we're ready to start driver control, we can do that by clicking Resume Match. And now we just wait for the time to expire. If for some reason you need to end a match early, if everyone's done, we can hit end early to do that. So we'll do that so we don't have to wait another minute and a half. And you can see now that this match has ended, the field queue display for field 1 has gone back to showing information about the next scheduled match on that field. So now that match 1 is over, the next match on field 1 is match 3. So now we're showing information about match 3. So now that we've scored a match, now that we've finished a match, we need to score it. So there are a couple of different ways we can do that. And the first is by entering information directly into Tournament Manager on a Mac or PC. So if you do this, probably the referees will have some sort of form or piece of paper which they will use to record the state of the field after each match. They will then pass it to someone who enters the scores into the computer. And so we can edit all of these boxes to reflect the state of the field. So let's say blue, they won autonomous. Let's say they put 2 goals in the 5-point zone, put a total of 4 cones on goals, and they parked a robot. Meanwhile, red put a couple in the 10-point zone, and maybe they had a couple highest stacks. And they also parked a robot. So that'll result in, we can see here, a score of 32 to 30. And to make that official, we can click Save Scores. But the other way that we can score matches is using the Tournament Manager mobile application. Now, the Tournament Manager mobile application is available on iOS or Android, and it runs on both phones and tablets. We're going to show it on an iPad here. So we'll start by opening the Tournament Manager mobile application. And before we can score a match, we need to connect it to the server. So to do that on our computer, we're going to go to Tools, Start Web Server. And then on our device here, we're going to go into Settings and make sure that the server address is correct, and that is the IP address of this computer. And also we're going to make sure that Scratchpad mode is turned off and real-time scoring is enabled. So once we'll do that, we'll hit Done. And now we can see all of our list of matches here, and we can select one to score it. So this is a very similar interface to what we had on the computer. We just adjust the different boxes to represent the state of the field. So here we'll pretend to score match 2. So let's say red got one in the 20-point zone and parked a robot, but blue won autonomous, put 2 cones in the 10, or 2 mobile goals in the 10 rather, and had a highest stack. So that results in a score of 35 to 22 for blue in this case. And to submit that first on our mobile device, we'll hit the save button, and that will submit it to the computer, but we have to approve it manually by selecting it and hitting save scores. So that will make it official, and you'll notice the icon here is a green check mark for official scores. So no matter how you submit the scores, after you submit them, you'll probably want to show them on the audience display so that the audience can see them. In order to do that, first we're going to send the match results to the field set by right-clicking and selecting Send to Default Saved Match Results. And then once we've done that, we can set the audience display to Saved Match Results, and that will show the results for that match. And if we want to show match 2, we can right-click it and send those results to the screen as well. So that's a brief overview of running qualifying matches and scoring them. And obviously, if you have matches running sequentially on different fields, then you can save quite a bit of time because you can be scoring one match and resetting the field while the subsequent match goes on the other field. So that allows you to cut out quite a bit of downtime during qualifying matches. So that's it for this episode. On the next video, we're going to be discussing alliance selection.